6-30-year-olds against some of you guys. So apologies to all the fans that came out to watch the grand final of Futsal tonight. All we could do was sit back and let them run it. So thank you for coming out though. And lads, congratulations and good luck in the New South Wales Premier League. Thank you to Capital Football for the comp and the refs as always. Thank you. We'll give you guys a lot of help during the season. Joshy Hookhouse, Aidan Brown, Ray Moon, Richard Moon, Michael Sydney, and Paddy Corey.
And now for the winners and the 2019-20 Men's Futsal Premier League champions. I'd like to call forward the captain of the Boomerangs to introduce his team and to collect their awards.
Alright, guys, I think I'll keep it short. Jason summed up quite well, but first of all, thanks to Untouchables. Every year it's a battle between us and you, even though you're 30, you still went right to the end. First time of the year, the crowd makes a bit of a difference this week. It just gives us that little bit of energy to put it into last minute. So thank you again for coming out. And just lastly, thanks to the boys. Finally, after about 10, maybe 15 years, we finally won one, so well done. We'll start with Arlo. Illy. Mikey. Jay. Zachary. And JG Nicola. Ben Gassa. And Nick Van Out.
And that concludes our presentation. Congratulations again to all the award winners, the Women's Futsal Premier League Grand Final match.
Welcome back to the AIS training halls. It's the Futsal Grand Final. Part 2, the women's version, is Canberra FC versus North Canberra Untouchables. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. Joining me as he did for the men's, Anthony Jagarinikin. Anthony, there's plenty of familiar faces that you'd know out there, being the former coach of Belconnen United, and we're anticipating a decent match here between the sides that finished first and second in the competition.
Absolutely. Just looking out on the court on both sides, there's a huge amount of quality, and this is going to be a really, really exciting match.
As in the men's, goals weren't an issue for either of these sides this year. Canberra FC 75-4 and North Canberra Untouchables 62-4. In 8 games, though, Canberra FC only conceded 8.
Yeah,
so that's a good effort.
Absolutely. We're looking down there. We got Natasha Vasta in goals, and We know how good she is between the sticks, but there's plenty of firepower out there too. So really excited for this one, Russ.
Yeah, plenty of experience in that Canberra FC lineup. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we come out before kick-off. The two matches between the sides this season in round 7, it was 1 apiece. It was 1-1 between. We're getting messages from Scott Poon down on the sideline. What's going on here? 8 minutes till kick-off, they're telling us. Thanks very much. That's a lot of filler for us now, but we'll talk about some futsal. What was I talking about? Round 7, sorry about that. But if you're watching at home, 1-1 in round 7. A Vanessa Wright own goal for the Untouchables. Brittany Palumbi scored for Canberra FC. In round 10, it was a routine 3-0 win for FC, a couple for Gracefield and one for Jamie Berkeley. So not much between the two sides.
Absolutely. You look at all those goal scorers there. In the outdoor version, really renowned goal scorers and, across the park for all teams that they play for. So hopefully we can continue that tonight. I'd like to see a 6-all. What do you reckon, Russ? 6-5?
Well, plenty of goals would be good. This is what you get when you have live streams. Anything can happen. One thing to take into consideration, though, was last week, semi-finals. Canberra FC beat Boomerangs FS White 7-1. North Canberra Untouchables didn't have to play. Boomerangs FS Blue forfeited. So their last match was a 6-0 win over Woden Western quite a while back now. So they haven't been in action for a couple of weeks. Are they going to be rusty, or do you think they'll be better for the rest?
I think they'll be better from the rest. In high-intense futsal matches, I think that, the court, the hard surface plays a toll. So, I think they'd be fresh. It's a 6 of one, half dozen of the other, isn't it, Russ? Do you have the weekend off? Is it better? Do you not have the week off? But I think, there's pros and cons for both, I suppose.
And both sides like to share the goals around. There's a fair few players in double figures out there for the season, which in 13 matches, 14 tops is a good effort from all of them. Let's have a look at Canberra FC first. Brittany Palumbi leads away with 17, Gracefield with 16, and Becky Rizzo, formerly Becky Roach, which you'll probably mention about 14 times in commentary, she got 10 as well. So, and not far behind Jamie Berkeley with 8. Yeah,
absolutely. There's a huge amount of goals there, and like I said, over the years, watching all these players play in the indoor and the outdoor version, they're always on the score sheets, and the amount of experience that's on the court too is amazing as well.
Catherine Thurber leads away for the Untouchables with 12 goals. Alice Churchill with 11, Becky Keating with 10, and Erica Pettifield with 9, and Krista Hagan with 8.
So there you go, 50 in the top 5.
Yeah, plenty of goals between those players as well. So when you're looking at who could make the difference on the side in the match today, pretty much any one of the 10 that's going to start, and the bench.
And then so you ask yourself the question, so there's plenty of foul power to hit the back of the net. What are both teams doing coming into this match to nullify both the opposition's attacks? So, it's easy to score goals, if the defence isn't there, but if we see one team maybe put a full press on, we might see a block like we did in the men's version before this. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, FC top the table with 34 points and a plus 67 goal difference in their 12 matches. NCU second with 29 points and a plus 47 goal difference. And just to show you how dominant these two were, the third place team, Boomerangs Blue, on 18 points, some 11 points behind second place NCU with a minus 4 goal difference. So those top two really were the standout all season, and this is probably the final that we expected.
Yeah, absolutely, and these are the finals that you want too, Russ.
The two best teams in the competition going toe-to-toe. Canberra FC will be wearing red, NCU Untouchables in the black. Slightly more numbers for them than the men's team. Well, they only have 6 as well, but Canberra FC only have 7. So
Jason Farrell's doing a good job down there to keep moving after his match with not many subs as coach for the Untouchables.
At his age, he's really going to feel that tomorrow. And I say that because I'm older than him and I'm feeling it just watching him. Real servant to futsal in Canberra, Jason Farrell, hasn't he? He's been around for a long, long time.
Absolutely.
Loves the game.
I can't remember futsal without him, so he's been around forever.
Won plenty of honours as well.
Yeah,
both
really
locally and nationally.
Absolutely. They're really unfortunate there. They were 2-0 down and got back to 2-all, unconventionally, some might say, but they put themselves in the contest and, copped one pretty quick after that. So they'll be upset they didn't get the win, but I'm sure they'll take a bit of pride that they kept it a contest for most of the match.
And in your debut in the commentary box, you learned a valuable lesson that at 2-0, when I say it's over, it never is.
Absolutely, that's that curse that people talk about, right?
It definitely comes.
That you're not allowed to talk about. You talk about it or you don't talk about it? I'm not sure.
You try not to talk about it.
Right, that's what it is.
I'm sure throughout the season, if you join us in commentary, and there'll be plenty of times we put our foot in it as well.
I can't wait.
We're hoping that we get a game that was as exciting as the last one. I'm sure we will.
With this amount of quality on the park, Russ, on the court, I can't imagine we're not.
Well, a decent little crowd built up on the far side, and are here waiting for this one. Kick-off only moments away. Presentation running a little bit over on the previous match. We saw Matthew Corrie in a boot on his broken foot get the Golden Boot Award, so that hopefully would cheer him up a little bit for missing the grand final.
Yeah, we're just having a chat to the boys post-match, and they said that, the doctor called it a 1 in a million injury. Broken toe, 3 pins, 9 plates, or something, maybe 3 plates, 9 pins. It was something horrendous.
In a toe?
In a toe. Where does it fit?
Must have a massive toe, Matthew Corrie.
But no, you would argue that they missed him, and definitely Victor Yarnston not with an ACL injury.
Absolutely, they missed two of their most reliable players. The rest of them did well there to force a contest out of it. Nick Dahl was awarded the Man of the Match award.
That's exactly what I said.
You did have him down for some points, and his brace of goals did prove decisive.
The winner too.
Always a chance for honours if you get a couple of goals in a final. So music pumps around the arena. The NBA Academy is off to our left, having a bit of a practice. Australia's best basketball players.
There's a lot of them too.
Next generation hoping to crack it in the big time.
And good luck to them.
Plenty of famous athletes have come through these halls.
There'd be a big list, wouldn't there, Russ? Lots of footballers as well. Actually, did a course last week with some of the golden generation up in Sydney. Your Luke Wilshires and your Spiders and your Milas Stajovskis, and that was eye-opening to see that kind of quality of players and get their insights from a player point of view.
I'll just pick up those names you've dropped, mate. If that's
Oh, we talked about athletes at AIS, Russ. It'd be rude not to.
It would have been some experience though as well for yourself.
It was. It was eye-opening. Going into a room with like-minded people that want to better themselves as coaches, and to have that kind of playing experience in the room. The experiences that they could share from a elite playing point of view. Spider's talking about his time at Milan and things like that. You can't teach that in a textbook, I suppose.
A practical experience trumping the theoretical. I think we're almost ready to start here.
I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go.
Carla Martin is the main referee. It all depends if she's ready. James Nicolaides will be the second referee, and Alistair Grocock, the venerable Alistair Grocock, who's been around for ever and a day, is the third official.
Might have to start calling him Sir soon.
Can't be far from knighthood, can he?
Absolutely.
Capital Football Media Manager Lachlan Roberts pumps out the FIFA anthem.
There's those goosebumps again.
And we get set for grand final time in the Women's Premier League futsal competition. Canberra FC against North Canberra Untouchables. The two standout sides from the season ready to go toe-to-toe once more for that silver trophy that will crown them the best in the indoor game in Canberra. Let's have a look at the two lineups, starting with Canberra FC, and we mentioned the bags of experience on both sides. Nat Vasta, the goalkeeper, Vanessa Ryan, Jamie Berkeley, Brittany Palumbi, Grace Field, Becky Rizzo, Stephanie Coates and Michelle Arusso. Plenty of futsal royalty in that lineup.
Absolutely. Beck Rizzo and Michelle Arusso especially been around forever. Your Brittany Palumbi, all those names there. Good quality players, and hopefully they can work together today and make it a game.
Talking to futsal royalty, plenty in the Untouchables team as well. Nat Lacey, the goalkeeper, she's been around forever and a day in this competition and outdoor as well. Rebecca Keating, Erica Pennyfield, Catherine Thurber, Alice Churchill, Krista Hagan and Talia Stanley. And we do have the unusual aspect of a lot of Canberra FC's outfield players playing each other in a futsal indoor final.
Absolutely, it might bring a bit of spice to the game. A bit of friendly fire, hopefully. And you just touch on that, Lacey. There had the pleasure of coaching her in the 2018 season, and a great footballer, but even better, great human as well. So good luck to her tonight.
Looks like Untouchables are starting with Lacey in goal, Keating, Hagan, Pennyfield and Churchill on the field. Or the court, I should say.
Well,
going a month early.
Excited for that too.
Waiting to see who the starting five will be for Canberra FC. I'm going to bet the Navasta's in goal though. Not going to take that one.
I could have bet that Bassasuk was going to score that goal too, so...
That's true. We'll soon find out who will be starting the game. The kickoff soon. Might be Christmas soon.
That 1 month might be here quicker than you think.
So Britt Palumbi's out there as well. Becky Rizzo, Michelle Arusso and Jamie Berkeley. The starting five. Canberra FC to get us underway after this delay. Carla Martin just waiting to blow the whistle. Let's get this show on the road.
Good quality ref coming through the ranks as well there in Carla.
And rewarded with this match. Canberra FC attacking to our right in the first half, and the first opportunity straight away for Untouchables. Hagan couldn't find Keating. Nervy opening to the match.
Good early pressure there by Krista, square ball.
Churchill wound up that left foot, gets a corner. Keating to Churchill again, swings it goalwards. First shot on target, took about 25 seconds, and hopefully that sets the tempo. Palumbi just goes past the challenge. Couldn't keep it in play though. Churchill, Keating, Pennyfield couldn't control. Vasta happy to see it out of play. Britt Palumbi, bit of a wayward one for her. Women's competition and Premier League starting with their Charity Shield in a month or so as well, and plenty of players moving clubs in and around the women's competition. As Palumbi hits one, not too far wide.
Yeah, I think so, Russ. I think that there's pre-season's rumourville, I think, as well. So hopefully players end up where they want to be, where they're happy, where they're going to improve as footballers and keep the competition good.
There's a real feeling amongst some of the other clubs that maybe with yourself moving away, that Belconnen might be vulnerable, and lots for Alan Marin to do.
Oh, absolutely, and what we've done in the last 8 or 9 years at Belconnen, that's in the past. Alan Marin's got all the tools in his toolbox to put his own flavour on it and take it in his own way. And we can't compare Alan Marin to myself today. We might be able to do it in 10 years or so.
The poison chalice, we did joke when in the grand final, it's like when Sir Alex Ferguson retired.
Yeah,
you won't want to be the man following. I'm sure if Alan's watching, he'll be cursing us. Here's Keating. Palumbi putting the pressure on.
You wouldn't know what you're talking about. He's an Arsenal fan.
Palumbi. Too many of them around, unfortunately. Churchill lifts one up towards Hagan. Berkeley did well. Rizzo.
Both teams happy to put a 3/4 or 2/3 press on, Russ. Not letting momentum in build-up.
Russo. Berkeley. Russo. Rizzo, nice move this. Russo again. Rizzo opens for the shot perhaps, and I think Lacey may have got a hand on that.
I think she needed to there. I'm not sure if Becky Roche was shooting there, but Russo was on hand to tap it in if Nat didn't get a hand to it.
There's your first Rizzo Roach.
Oh no, I did it.
Here's a Russo looking for Palumbi. Not shy of a shot, Britt Palumbi, just looking for the angle. Good defending from Keating to deny the space. And Beck Keating, seen it all before there and just stood off Brittany Palumbi. No, she wants to get onto that left.
Yeah, it's a weapon of a left foot, and you know she overuses it, but when she does get a good connection, more times than not, it hits the back of the net.
Churchill. Good defending from Rizzo. Alice Churchill with the kick in. Keating was the target, and the corner is the outcome. Chance for Untouchables to put some pressure on. Keating's drive and straight down the throat of Vasta. Berkeley. Palumbi. Russo. Rizzo. Vasta's come. Bit of a misunderstanding. They got away with it. Almost fell for Erica Pennyfields. Berkeley. Rizzo. Little nudge by Becky Keating. That's why the pass went astray. We're going to see Grace Field for the first time.
Fair call there by the referee.
Easy decision for him to make. James Nicolaides on the far side. Nice touch from Berkeley. Looked for Russo, didn't quite come off.
No, saw the angle there. If it did come off, Russo by herself there free. Probably in shooting range for her.
Keating sends it long. Churchill. Look for Talia Stanley. Her first involvement was almost a positive one.
Absolutely, we just see the Alice Churchill ball into her feet there, really sharp. One touch on the turn. Little slip ball into Talia Stanley. Probably just a little bit in front of her to be fair, but positive signs there.
Field, her first involvement. Palumbi. Loose in the pass again. Here's Stanley. Keating. Churchill. Palumbi with a challenge. Two players who know each other very well.
Playing the same side of the park even.
Probably had a couple of battles in training, you'd imagine. Hagen off of field. Stanley. Berkeley tries to squeeze her way through. Goes past Churchill, but ball is out of play. Krista Hagen's touch lets her down. Seven minutes played, no goals. Plenty of action though. Chances at both ends. Here's a Russo. Field. Plenty of space for Berkeley. Coates played it back, lovely move this. Field finds Coates. Grace Field in on goal and scores brilliantly for Canberra FC. From one end to the other, slick passing, and the finish was exquisite. Wonderful goal.
Absolutely, from one end of the park to the other. Got up to the top, no options, went backwards. Rotated, little flick pass by Grace Field into Steph Coates, a return ball, and great little finish off the back stick.
Well, some introduction from Steph Coates, straight off the bench, involved twice and sets up a goal.
Absolutely, and that's why she brings.
Grace Field with her 17th of the season. Stanley battling away. Keating finds Hagen. It's Thurber, her first touch.
A similar flavour, I suppose, there, Russ, to the men's Untouchables team. Bit of rotation, trying to find the highest player with runners off them. Here we go again.
There is Thurber. Collects it nicely. Keating, who opened up briefly, and an important foot in from Steph Coates. Doing about where we normally see her, on the defensive end of the field. Changes aplenty, as you would expect. Hagen for Thurber. Hagen. Slightly isolated, looking for a runner. She's got one outside. It's Stanley into the area. Talia Stanley, and that's a decent stop from Nat Vasta.
Absolutely there. Really brave save. Really good overlapping run from Talia Stanley around Krista, and Nat had to be up to the task.
And patience from Krista Hagen to find the runner.
Bit of a set move here.
Can't squeeze it past Steph Coates. Interesting defensive line of three.
Yeah, 3-1.
Back to Keating. Drives it goalwards. Vasta got a piece of it. Field sends it clear. Vanessa Ryan on the chase. Nat Lacey showing all her experience to come out and read that one. Meanwhile, here's Thurber at the other end. Hagen's drive. And the whistle's gone.
Penalty.
And he's given a penalty here. James Nicolaides has seen a shirt pull, perhaps.
Maybe, is it just outside, maybe?
I think he's given... What's the signal there?
He's pointing...
He's given a penalty, but I'm not sure...
It's kind of where the foul was as well, so I'm a bit confused. Oh, no, he's given the foul for outside, so it is a penalty.
Well, it's a real chance for Untouchables to draw themselves level. Catherine Thurber, the top scorer, has been given the responsibility.
Did hear the referee calling out, let go, let go, let go. So maybe the hands were in her back and didn't allow her to turn, I suppose. So maybe a little bit too physical and not listening to the referee's warning. He's given the penalty.
Well, it's Thurber's left foot against Nat Vasta. Can strike a ball.
Can save a ball.
Who will win the Battle of Wills? It's Thurber. It's saved by Vasta. Hagen on the rebounds, couldn't volley it home. Nat Vasta stood strong.
Absolutely, didn't have to move much. I think it was quite a straight penalty, but still had to get her body behind it, and it's a decent block.
Stanley's effort this time. It's not like a penalty in outdoor though. It's such a small target, isn't it?
I was just looking. Nat's not a big girl by no means, but she takes up a lot of that small goal.
Imposing presence as well, and saves the penalty. Hagen finds Pennyfield. Stanley picked off by Palumbi. Couldn't get past Hagen. Comes back snapping at the heels of Krista Hagen. Two players who don't give any quarter.
Absolutely, picked her pocket there. Krista thought she'd won it and got off, but credit to Brittany, turned around, chased back and got a reward, a semi-reward.
Tell you what, that's a bright pair of boots Krista Hagen's gone on there, isn't it?
Can't miss them. Colour coordinated with Nat Vasta, maybe.
Good turn and strike at the near post from Pennyfield. Vasta got a hand on it again, and Untouchables are putting a bit of pressure on here.
I'll tell you what, if Nat didn't put her hand on that,
it may have squeezed in.
It may have squeezed in on that back stick, yeah.
Thurber can't squeeze it past Ryan. Here's a real opportunity. Vanessa Ryan. Lacey came and stopped and almost saved it. But Ryan makes it two. She won the ball in midfield, broke forwards. And perhaps Lacey should have come in the first instance. When she did, she'll be disappointed she's not kept it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And from up here, it's always easier for us, we know that. So, Vanessa's run through. She's put the ball on target, and unfortunately for Nat, it's rolled over her shoulder. But, doesn't matter how they go in, it's 2-0.
That's always easy from up here. You'll learn that, mate, very quickly. Much more difficult where the players are. Big goal in the scheme of the match, though.
Absolutely. We talk about that missed penalty, potentially a 1-1 now, a couple minutes later to a 2-0.
Russo goes long, looking for Rizzo. Coates outside. Thurber with the challenge.
With the experience that's on the park here for Canberra FC, a bit of momentum, a little bit of possession. It's going to make it really hard for the Untouchables to claw their way back into it.
Well, we've got 6.5 minutes left of the first half. Goals from Grace Field and Vanessa Ryan have Canberra FC in the box seat. Palumbi went long with that one. It was easy for Lacey. Distribution was Thurber. We say about that goal that Lacey would be disappointed, and that's only because we know the quality of goalkeeper that she is. That she feels she should have stopped that.
Absolutely, and not taking away the goal from Vanessa Ryan. She probably didn't hit it as sweet as she liked either, so it's probably twofold there for Nat Lacey.
Sometimes they're the ones that sneak in, aren't they? You're expecting something a bit harder and it didn't quite come.
Absolutely. We saw Aidan Brown hit one from Nick Van Elst. A regulation save just popped over his head in the men's game before.
But we're not going to write this one off just yet, are we? After we saw what happened in the men's at 2-0. Long way left in this match.
A lot of quality on the park.
Pennyfield gets a toe in ahead of Aruso. Michelle Aruso look for the 1-2. Keating forwards. Palumbi forced backwards. Pressure from Churchill, and Palumbi does well there. Earns her team the kick in. And Palumbi all the way up the other end of the park. Pennyfields. Keating. Got it back from Hagan. Wanted a free kick. No dice, says the officials. Berkeley loses out to Churchill. Aruso. Palumbi. Hagan intercepts. Good pace to this game. Churchill wins it back in a dangerous area. Forced backwards, but Untouchables will be happy to keep possession.
Doing well now. Put a few passes together, finding that third man run again. There it is.
Great ball forward from Churchill. Vasta was there before Beck Keating could pull the trigger. Just under 4 minutes left in the first half. Nice touch from Hagan. Didn't quite come off. They have it straight back though. Pennyfields. Churchill. Hagan loses out to Palumbi. Gets onto that left foot, drives it at goal, and that's a decent stop from Nat Lacey. Had to be alert.
Absolutely. You see that pressure from Canberra FC, waiting, picking their moment. Full press and then another shot on target.
Aruso. Strike from Palumbi. Not quite the venom or accuracy of the last one.
You wouldn't want to let her have too many of those, but Russ.
She's going to be have another chance right away here on the perhaps weaker right foot. Canberra FC's side turned to dominate possession. Turned over cheaply. Now they've got it back here, the Untouchables. Hagan running at Berkeley, who stood strong. Now Palumbi. She drives it goalwards, and that wasn't far away. Did that clip the frame of the post?
Yeah, absolutely it did, and that's 3 in a row. One on the left, one on the right, and then a bullet on the left. So, I'm not sure what Beck Keating was doing back there, but allowed the shot to go, and it's a great shot off the upright.
And they've turned it over here. Real chance for Berkeley. She's got Ryan in support. Couldn't find her. Hagan. Churchill. Hagan. Aruso. Pennyfield, rather, I should say. Fields there. Pennyfield in with a challenge again. Ryan looked for Field. Didn't quite come off. It's end-to-end.
Yeah, it's great.
Vasta's popped one goalwards.
I think just looking at that, Russ, I don't think it's from lack of passing or lack of passing accuracy. The press from both teams and the want to win the ball back is just sensational at the moment.
Yeah, neither side given any time to settle. Fields. Russo couldn't get it under her spell. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Pennyfields. gives it away, or intercepted, I should say, from Ryan. Caught in two minds, Vanessa Ryan. Allowed Erica Pennyfield to pick her pockets. Lacey under pressure. Coolly done to find Beck Keating. I'm not sure Beck Keating wanted it.
It's one way to say it, Russ. One way to put it, definitely.
Happy just to prod it out of play. Vasta's going to be called into action as a sweeper keeper here. Into the final minutes. Untouchables looking for a way back into the match. Hagen towards Thurber. Couldn't quite get a foot on it. Did well to get the body in front of Steph Coates.
Absolutely. And in return, Steph Coates did really well not to give away a foul there. Made her know she was there, put her off balance and kept her hands out of it.
Ryan steps away from Stanley, who tracks back diligently. Berkeley. Fields. Oh, nicely done. Chance for Berkeley. Vasta came out. Committed to the challenge. Nat Lacey. Didn't get any of the ball.
I find those ones funny. The keeper's gone through the player.
There's no real appeal, was there?
There's no real appeal.
Well, that's the half. And finished with that challenge from Lacey. And as you said, Berkeley got the ball first, knocked it past the keeper and asked the question.
My argument always is in those situations, Russ, is that if the referee's given a goal kick, they're admitting that the goalkeeper hasn't touched the ball. So if you're taking the player out, can get controversial, but nonetheless, it's still 2-0.
Yeah, the goals from Gracefield, brilliantly constructed and wonderfully finished. And then Vanessa Ryan, who won the ball herself on halfway before finishing past Nat Lacey. Those two goals give Canberra FC the advantage. And it's been a real end-to-end game, hasn't it? There have been chances at both ends. And Nat Vasta's had her saves to make as well.
Absolutely. I think we talked about the first goal. The Gracefield score was really well constructed. It's probably only one of the times that Untouchables have really been opened up that well and that easily. So, 2-0 up, but you could argue that it's not a 2-0 game. Nat Vasta's, copped 2 or 3 really good saves and probably 2 or 3 lucky ones as well. The ball could have ended up hitting the net, but don't forget she saved the pen as well.
She did indeed, and at 1-0, that was a real chance for Catherine Thurber to bring Untouchables back into the game, and Vasta stood strong to make that save, and off the back of that, Vanessa Ryan made it 2-0, and that's given Canberra FC an advantage that, with the experience they've got in that team, they'll be confident that they can keep hold of this, irrespective of what we saw earlier.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're careful not for that commentator's curse, but there's a lot of gifted footballers on the court from both sides. The experience that Canberra FC has probably just outdoes the Untouchables at the moment. But a week off as well might come into this.
Well, Jason Farrell's explaining a few things off to the left of your shot to his squad. I think he'd be reasonably pleased with what he's seen apart from the scoreline.
Absolutely, I can't argue with him. It had the same flavour, like I said before, as the men's Untouchables team. Wanted to draw Canberra FC in and play that third man runner, which has had success doing that a little bit. The trouble is that if that doesn't come off and you're playing a deep possession-based game, when the opposition does press you and they win it, they're a lot closer to your goals. So we saw that once with Vanessa Ryan's goal, probably pinched a 2v1 that she probably shouldn't have, and then punished Untouchables for it.
Looking ahead to the season forthcoming, it's the Charity Shield coming up to start the season. The Women's Charity Shield, the first time we've had one in Canberra, Belconnen versus Woden Western, and the men's Canberra Olympic versus Tigers FC, a double-header at McKellar Park to start the season in March. And then it's MPL time again, Ant, and men's competition's gone to 3 rounds as well this year in the men's MPL, and promotion and relegation introduced as well in the men's competition, which adds a new dimension to that one. And the women's competition, there'll be new players, new coaching staff, and new challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. So the introduction of promotion relegation, makes it a contest for the whole year. I believe, in my opinion, not all teams are in a space where they can compete for the top 4, or they can compete for a premiership or a championship. But it still gives them incentive to not throw the towel in. Especially with 3 rounds. You could be out of the top 4 after 12 or 13 rounds in. So you really want to have that in your back pocket to make sure you keep driving and keep working towards something.
FFA Cup qualifier matches in the men's competition as well to be involved, and there's only one place you can watch all of this, and it's live and exclusive and live and free on Bar TV Sports, the home of grassroots sport in Australia, and every men's and women's Premier League match shown live next year as well. It's incredible if you're a grassroots sports fan.
Absolutely, and Bar TV Sports, we can't talk highly enough of them, and I know you do all the time. The quality that they bring to viewing all sports, not just football, but our sport especially. It's fantastic for the viewers and for the fans, but it's really good for a coaching side of the things too, to evaluate matches and look back. And with a lot of games played at the same time, it's good to make sure you keep in contact with other teams that are playing at the same time.
That's exactly my next point was going to be, is the whole new depth to it in terms of coaching, having access to not only your game, but to the opposition that you're going to be playing in the forthcoming weeks, to be able to analyse whatever trends you can find from there and give your players visual clues as to what they're coming up against, and also from a coaching point of view, what they're doing right and wrong.
Absolutely, and I know I use the games, the live stream games post-match and during the week, and that set up kind of the week the training week that we wanted to work through and work for. So you're identifying trends, you're identifying habits, definitely, and then you look for things that you can do that can expose their weaknesses, but really try and push your good stuff that you do.
Well, we're just about ready to recommence the Women's Futsal Premier League Grand Final here in Canberra. The AIS Training Hall's the venue. Untouchables in the black, looking to find a way back. They're 2-0 down. Goals from Gracefield and Vanessa Ryan. Have Canberra FC in the ascendancy. But as we saw from the men's less than an hour ago, the 2-0 lead in futsal can be wiped out in the blink of an eye.
For the neutrals, let's hope so.
Another footballing cliche that you'll come to love as well, Ant, is obviously the next goal is absolutely vital, depending on which way it goes.
Absolutely. I love that one, Russ. I feel like every goal is as important as another.
But some are more important than others, to paraphrase George Orwell.
You're definitely a striker, aren't you, Russ?
Absolutely. An old retired one. Vasta with possession, launches it long, looking for Coates. Comes to Rizzo, did well to stretch and get that ball under possession. Coates finds Palumbi. Fields. Rizzo finds Palumbi. Coates. Quick exchange of passes with Field first, and then with Rizzo. Palumbi. Robbed by Stanley. Full-blooded challenge between Stanley and Coates. Thurber looking to thread the eye of the needle. But Field was there. Thurber finds Pennyfield. Rizzo under pressure from Churchill. Field. Palumbi gets away briefly, but left the ball behind, and it's a side ball for Untouchables. Pennyfield. Firm challenge from Coates on Stanley. No sense that this one's going to slow down anytime soon?
Absolutely not. Just a centre court battle at the moment. No team really entering the front third from both sides at the moment.
Palumbi. Again, couldn't quite keep it in play. Churchill. Pressure was on. Palumbi. Look for the run of Coates.
Just that style of play for Untouchables. They're trying to play the backwards pass first. They're kind of the preparation phase to get the third man run in. And like in the first half, where Canberra FC punished them with Vanessa Ryan's second goal.
A real chance here for Keating. It's opened up, and she must score on the rebound, but somehow Vasta denies her twice. Amazing second save. Looked for all certainty that Keating was going to score.
Absolutely, there. That's a great save. First save, I'm not sure how much you knew about it. The second one was
outstanding.
Was absolutely outstanding.
If Canberra FC go on to win this and are in a good position to do so, they can thank their goalkeeper for saving a penalty. And something she had no right to stop there.
Absolutely not. Really, really good goalkeeping there.
She's out to shepherd this ball out as well.
So just the speed she comes off the line, makes herself big. Like we said before, she's not the biggest goalkeeper you've seen ever, but how big she can make herself is really good. The speed that she comes out and closes the angles down, and it wouldn't be a surprise if it was a clean sheet tonight.
Threatening to do so. Fields might fall for Rizzo with the strike, and Lacey was behind it all the way. Again, Vasta called into action. That one's off.
Anywhere will do.
Into the basketball courts.
I think that's sports netball there, Russ.
Is that what they're playing at now? The netball court? Definitely looks like basketball from here. Field chasing. Lacey there. Fields. Berkeley ahead. Oh, it's come for Berkeley. That's wonderful. Field with a precision pass, and Berkeley with a brilliant finish. Great goal for Canberra FC, who go 3-0 up.
And that's just Grace Field in all her qualities. One go, shapes to go right, set herself up for a 1v1, and just a bit of a no-look pass, split in between. Great third-man run by Jamie Berkeley, and just slots it under Lacey there.
Really calm finish as well, and Vasta's save looks even more important now.
Yeah, the quality of the ball from Grace Field, absolute platter. But, there's plenty of people that butcher them, so she's done well. Jamie kept it under her, kept it cool inside of the foot. Unlucky for Lacey, I think that, she's not a goalkeeper that should have copped 3 tonight, but that's futsal.
Weighted to perfection from Grace Field. It was asking to be finished, and it got the finish that the pass deserved. And Canberra FC, one hand firmly on the trophy. Hagen. Keating. Pennyfields. Keating again. Still plenty of time though. Hagen. Pennyfields. Gets a shot away. And Vasta worried for a second.
Had a scrambling for a second. We just there noticed the difference now. 3-0 up. Canberra FC happy to sit at halfway and wait for the ball to come to them.
Churchill. Field brings it under control. Ryan. Russo. Now it's Lacey's turn to send it forward quickly. It might come for Churchill. Important touch from Russo. Just took it away from Alice Churchill. Hagen in a hurry, but then Hagen's always in a hurry. Keating. Canberra FC know how important it is to keep this clean sheet for at least for the next few minutes. Churchill using her strength to get away and fizzes a shot in, but didn't have the accuracy.
No, Michelle Russo's done really well to keep up with her there, but you know how dangerous that left foot is from Churchill.
A good response to going 3-0 down. It's Berkeley, though. She might make it worse.
Not a bad idea there. Definitely has the potential to hit the back of the net from there, but Jamie.
Hagen. Fields. Still nearly 13 minutes to play. 3-0 the score. Pennyfield finds Stanley. Hagen. She's put in a shift tonight, Krista Hagen.
Absolutely, and that's what she brings to any team that she plays for.
Palumbi. Onto that left. Looks to fire it goalwards. Here goes now Lacey. Off on a wander. Keating and Palumbi challenging after Palumbi had gone through Pennyfield. Everyone stopped for a moment.
I think they heard the basketball whistle and confused them.
shot from Pennyfield.
Heating up a little bit, love it.
Yeah, for players who spend a lot of time training together, there's certainly no love loss, is there?
I'm sure it's all friendly fire.
It's what you want to see, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Got a timeout here. It's exactly what you want to see, is two sides going at it, but in a fair and meaningful way. That goal, again, was, looking back at it, beautifully constructed again, and the weight of the ball from Grace Field was just perfect, wasn't it? Jamie Berkeley didn't even have to break stride to score.
Absolutely. You look at the experience of Grace Field, come through the Canberra ranks as, championship and a premiership medal with Canberra United, a young Matilda, and, all of that by the time I think she was 18 or something like that. So it's a really good player, the experience there, the composure, to see the ball, but then obviously to the ability to play the ball as well. So, Jamie's made a fantastic run, but it's definitely, that's on a platter.
As we said there, as you mentioned though, the weight of the pass only as good as the run from Berkeley, who anticipated where it was going. She asked for it to be put there. To be fair, when she got it, there was still much to do, and she did it well.
Absolutely, and we talk about small goalkeepers in that, and Natasha Vasta as well, but they've got to make themselves big, and I feel like in that shot, Nat did as much as she could to get herself big. There wasn't much goal from up here to shoot into, and the composure from Jamie to slide it under there was great.
It's given FC firm stranglehold on it, with 11 and a half minutes to play, 3-0 the score. Even though there is 11 and a half minutes, you have to think that Untouchables would have to score soon, and if they're to get back into this one.
2-0 was hard enough, but 3-0 is...
Here is Stanley looking to do just that.
Absolutely. 3-0 is a big hill.
Fields loses out. Hagen has a look and fires it straight at Vasta. Keating. Stanley. Back to Pennyfield. Rizzo was there. She's got Field ahead, but Pennyfield gets an important foot in. Now Hagen looking for Pennyfield. Palumbi's turn to defend. Keating. Stanley. Good run from Pennyfield. Got him behind briefly. Stanley.
Just thinking here too, Russ, how long Untouchables can leave that deep player there. They're inviting when they have the ball, that negative pass is really inviting Canberra FC to push up. They're 3-0 down. They've really got to get as many people as they can forward into the attacking third.
Keating looking to make her presence felt. Into the final 10 minutes. Rizzo not happy to nod it back from whence it came. And Untouchables will start at the back with Lacey. Waffle for Stanley, challenging with Ryan, but Coates helps out defensively. Can Untouchables find a way? They keep probing, looking for that half chance. Stanley on the turn. Tries to squeeze it past Coates. Pennyfield strike. Vasta again. Pushed the ball out into a dangerous area, but was helped out by Rizzo.
I'm not sure how much you saw of that, to be fair. Ball's been hit in behind Rizzo, and that's just reaction save, and it's luckily fallen to Rizzo to toe poke out.
She looks in good form though, Vasta, doesn't she?
Absolutely sharp.
Going to take some beating tonight. Rizzo. Palumbi. Hasn't scored yet, Britt Palumbi. Doesn't like playing many games without scoring, does she? That's a clear foul.
It's not like her to be on a futsal court or on a soccer field and not be on the score sheet. He's had a few left foot bombs in the first half, but been pretty quiet second half.
Rattled the outside of the woodwork with one of them.
And it was a great strike.
Keating looked for Stanley, gets it through at the second attempt. Hagen. Thurber. Played most of the game with back to goal, Catherine Thurber.
Yeah, she's done well to get the first touch in front there, and she has for most of the game. The runners are coming a little bit slow for her.
Good footwork from Hagen, and Vasta makes a decent save again. And Stanley couldn't quite get it into her path, and firm wrist there from Vasta.
Absolutely, and you see Krista just turning there on the left and hitting a nice right-footed shot across Vasta. It's a great save. You just see Krista Hagen just off your shot now, and really encouraging the Untouchables to get higher. Possibly if there's another person in the goal D there, that's an easy tap in for 3-1.
7.5 minutes to play. You're watching live futsal on Bar TV Sports. Premier League Grand Final from the AIS training halls here in Canberra. Canberra FC leading North Canberra Untouchables 3-0. Berkeley ran into a cul-de-sac there. Keating goes early. It's Berkeley again. Stanley wins it back. And Field does likewise to Keating.
It's better press from Untouchables there. If they want the game, they're going to have to really push. Can't have two more negative passes.
Churchill.
Too many more even.
I think we know where you were going with it. Churchill into the area. Thurber denied by Coates. Keating's drive. Meaty response from Berkeley. Third time's the charm, perhaps. Keating looks for Pennyfield. Forced to go all the way back to Lacey. Oh, she's giving it away to Berkeley. It's an open goal. Can she make it count? She can't. Just lacking the accuracy required.
Absolutely. Maybe a bit of perceived pressure from...
But she's got it back again. Sorry, Ant, it's going to come here for Fields, and that's a great stop from Lacey.
Absolutely.
Wonderful save.
First shot there, maybe a bit of perceived pressure there from Jamie and sprayed it wide, but the second one there, great little slip past to Grace Field, and that's a top self-shape. Not only did she save it, holds it as well.
Good firm hands from Nat Lacey, as you alluded to earlier. She's not been a goalkeeper tonight who deserves to be on the end of a 3-0 scoreline. But that's the reality of the situation with just over 5 minutes to play.
Just wondering if Jason Farrell might put in a fifth man here as the game winds down. As good as Nat Lacey's in goal, she probably doesn't give you as much as a futsal player out on the court, so might be something up his sleeve.
Keep an eye on that for the last few minutes of the match. Lacey with a kick forward. On a header from Thurber and a decent save from Vasta to tip it over the crossbar. Good improvisation from Catherine Thurber and called Vasta into action, and the crossbar was the saviour. The tip over was the saviour, and the post was on that occasion.
Absolutely.
Good header that from Thurber. Keating fires it across.
Yeah, it's a great header like Thurber. She'd been playing most of the game with back to goal, like you alluded to before, and playing a backwards ball. That time, a little bit higher pass and flicked it on, and Nat had to be aware of it and did really well, to be fair.
Yeah, backtracking to tip it over the bar. Pennyfield looks for Hagen. Russo tidies up. Coates looks for the runner, who's Berkeley. Got the pace on Keating for a moment. It's good enough.
All the years of experience there with the Russo. Pitches the ball, comfortable to have a player up her backside and plays a backwards ball. And then Jamie, once again, that third man run and a shot off target this time, but still really well worked.
At this stage, with no stop clock in the match, it's not a bad effort idea to have a pop a goal whenever you can, is it?
It keeps the ball up the other end of the court, absolutely, Russ. And You know,
Especially if it rolls onto the basketball court.
Absolutely. 5, 10, 15 seconds, it all counts at 3-0 up.
Field. Aruso. Coates. Forced the pass. It was picked off by Hagen. 3-on-2 here. Keating. Chance here for Churchill. What a stop from Vasta again. Churchill can't believe she's been denied there. Brilliant save from the goalkeeper.
Absolutely. That's world class there by Vasta. That's top bins if she doesn't save that.
Danger not averted just yet. Keating slides it across. Here's Pennyfields, and this time a combination of Vasta, the post, and Luck keeps it out.
In what order, Russ?
I'm not quite sure. Here's Pennyfield again. It was all three of those things.
Absolutely it was.
Flicked on by Churchill, and this one is far more routine for Nat Vasta. Not often you would pick a goalkeeper as player of the match in a 3-0 win, but you'd have to be in the category, wouldn't you think? I mean, I'm asking you because you have a vote.
she's definitely up there, and you know, it's a clean sheet, well deserved for her. It's been a decent defensive effort from Canberra FC, but she's definitely been the rock at the back.
Well, she saved a penalty, and she's kept it up 1-0 and made 2 or 3 really good saves.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that, Ross. Who are you winking to down there? Is that it? Have you made a call?
No call's been made by me, my friends. Doesn't get made till after the game anyway.
Oh, right.
Anything could happen in the final 1.5 minutes of this one. Hagen. Fields. Who'll be in the running herself, of course.
Absolutely. On that pass alone.
And her goal in the first half started proceedings.
Absolutely. Little flick pass. Set up a one-on-one.
Aruso.
With Steph Coates and a great finish on the back stick. All that time ago.
And Coates as well. Defensively has been a rock, and attacking-wise she's been good. And Krista Hagen on the losing side has been all over the place.
Talking about Steph, you know, you got to rate Steph Coates as in the outfield game, you know, a Tuggeranong United stalwart. She's been there from day one, and you know, he's super loyal, and it's bringing all of that to her tonight, that's for sure.
Aruso picks off the attempted ball from Churchill and into the final minute. It's going to be Canberra FC's evening. But credit to the Untouchables, probably in doubt until the third goal.
Yeah, absolutely. At 2-0, even at 1-0 and a missed penalty, it's a change game, and then 2-0, it was still a match on. The third goal kind of killed it.
Can they ice the cake here with Ryan? Can't quite squeeze his shot away. Playing to the end, of course they will, Untouchables. Keating. Ryan sends it back up the other end of the court. Palumbi. Hasn't got her goal yet. Still going, Palumbi. Stopped in her tracks by Erica Pennyfield into the final 10 seconds. Anton, Canberra FC, worthwhile winners.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, 3 uncontested goals, clean sheet by Nat Vasta, but I think
Can Palumbi add one in the dying seconds? Clock's run out, and she's not going to need to, because Canberra FC, the Red Juggernauts, have made their way with the victory again, and thoroughly deserved it, and a decent effort from both sides, and which was a really good watch.
Absolutely, there was a great game of futsal there, and you know, there's got to always be a winner in a grand final, and I think on all fairness, Canberra FC probably edged that a little bit more clinical in front of goals, and you know, great performance by Nat Vasta also helped that. But it was a great game by Untouchables too, so really good from a neutral point of view to see that quality. Thanks
very much for your company, Ant. I'm looking forward to speaking to you on Charity Shield Day. Should be fantastic in the commentary box there at McKellar Park, and hopefully we'll speak to you throughout the season. I can't wait. I'll do it early on when it's not too cold. Absolutely. You get the jackets out before then. The final score here in the Women's National Premier League Grand Final, it's been Canberra FC all the way. Grace Field opened the scoring. Vanessa Ryan made it 2 before the break, and Jamie Berkeley slotted in the third in the second half to leave us with the final score of Canberra FC 3, North Canberra Untouchables 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call for the Grace Field for tonight's presentation. The first award of the evening is the Golden Boot Award for most goals scored during the regular season. Congratulations to Brittany Longby from Canberra FC for taking out the title with an impressive 17 regular season goals. Our next award goes to the player of the match, which is awarded to Canberra FC's Grace Field. We'd also like to recognise the match officials, the excellent job they've done both tonight and throughout the season. The match officials on today's match were Carla Martin, James Nicolaitis, and Alistair Roycock. I'd now like to call the captain of the North Canberra Untouchables, who will choose her team to collect their medals.
I should have done this by now. I've done it to everyone enough speeches. Thanks for another one tonight, guys. Congrats, guys. Great game. Had a great season. They really was fun, so well done for that. Girls, good effort. Refs, thanks for the season. Captain, thanks for the top. If we finish in December, so we're all gassed up in the Christmas break, that'll be nice. And thanks, Jace, our coach. Nat. Charles. Katie. Krista. Becky.
Unfortunately, I know all about it because I had surgery. Actually, when I had surgery on
I'd now like to call forward the captain of the winning side, Canberra FC, to introduce their team and to collect their awards.
well, they did, but I had to take
Thanks everyone. I'm the self-appointed captain. It's like sometimes rules always putting on a great game for us. You always make it tough and you always make me really tired. Thanks to the refs, the couple of football for the competition and the work girls who put in for the whole season undefeated. And yeah, good job. And thanks everyone for being here. Thanks Mum for filming the whole game. And Nat. Oh, and thanks Frank. Thank you so much, Uncle Frank, for coaching us. Jim. Steffi. V. Grace. Becky. Jill.
And that concludes our presentation for this evening. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and watching this evening.